I want to thank the organizers of the Kiev Jewish Forum, in particular my friend and colleague Boris Luzhkin, for inviting me to participate in this important event. It is also an honor to join such a distinguished group of government officials and NGO leaders in looking ahead to the challenges and opportunities in the coming year. I have traveled to Ukraine many times over the last 30 years, and I continue to marvel at the desire of its citizens to ensure their independence and their willingness to fight to keep their freedom. It has been 30 years since Ukraine announced its independence from the former Soviet Union, and 30 years since Ukraine and Israel began a formal diplomatic relationship. Even in the light of COVID and the other challenges confronting us today, this is a time for reflection and celebration. We celebrate the accomplishments of the Ukrainian Jewish community while being mindful that there is more to be done. Who could have imagined 30 years ago that one day there would be a thriving Jewish community in Ukraine, attending synagogues, going to day and Sunday schools, joining community centers, and other institutions? But that is exactly what has happened today. Who also could have imagined that one day Ukraine would elect a Jewish president? But that is exactly what happened in 2019. Who could have imagined a strong bilateral relationship between Ukraine and Israel 30 years ago, based upon mutual trade and political needs? But that is exactly what happened and continues to happen today. We are living in a time of great success, while at the same time, important issues need to be addressed that will impact the lives of Ukrainian Jews. While state-sponsored anti-Semitism is non-existent in Ukraine, it doesn't mean anti-Semitism has disappeared. The government must continue to be vigilant against extremist ultranationalist groups from spreading their messages of hate. The Ukrainian government should be congratulated for the recent passage of a new law defining and punishing manifestations of anti-Semitism in Ukraine. This is important, as was the government's sponsorship and active participation in this year's 80th anniversary commemoration events of Babin Yar. However, words alone are not enough. This new law must be enforced, as well as other hate crime laws. Ultranationalists must not be allowed to honor individuals and groups that have blood on their hands from pogroms and the Holocaust. One of the challenges for Ukraine in 2022 will be to identify true heroes in Ukrainian history who were not responsible for the murder of thousands and thousands of Jews. Holocaust education should be a priority for all school-aged children. No country can move forward without an understanding of its past, both the good and the bad. Ukraine should join the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. IRA is only open to democratic states and is only beneficial to Ukraine's standing to become a member. Ukraine and Israel need to continue to strengthen their political relationship by better understanding and respecting each other's security concerns. I'm very proud of NCSEJ's part in advancing the U.S.-Ukrainian relationship over the last 3 decades. NCSEJ led the effort to graduate Ukraine from the Jackson-Vanik Amendment, granting permanent normal trade relations. NCSJ has and will continue to support financial and technical assistance to Ukraine. While Ukraine confronts many national security, economic, and political challenges in the year ahead, it is important to remember in a region dominated by authoritarian government, it remains a shining example of freedom. Let us hope 2022 will be the year COVID is brought under control around the world, the Jewish community of Ukraine continues to grow and prosper, and Ukraine secures its place among the community of democratic states. Thank you very much.